Welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. The NFL draft begins tomorrow night, and the Carolina Panthers are on the clock. And of course, every year, with the first pick in the NFL draft, everybody wants to know who is going to be selected first. Who are the Carolina Panthers going to take number 1 overall tomorrow night? Well, it feels inevitable that it's going to be a quarterback, right? I think everybody knows that the Panthers are going to take a quarterback. They need one. They don't have a franchise quarterback on their roster. Right now, the Panthers are in the midst of a major rebuild, kind of selling the house, bringing in a new coach and Frank Reich coming over from the Indianapolis Colts. They need someone to build around. It's going to be a quarterback, but the major question is, which quarterback will it be? That is what we're here to break down today. So again, guys, welcome back to the Gridiron Expert. We're so glad that you could join us today as we continue our NFL draft coverage just now, again, a day away from the draft beginning. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below, including our expert picks over on thegridironexpert.com and everything else over on our website, thegridironexpert.com. Because again, guys, here at the Gridiron Expert, football never ends. Football never dies. Content never stops. We want you to become a part of our GE Nation. We want you to become a part of something special and become a part of the nonstop college football discussion. You can do that by liking, commenting, subscribing, and hitting that notification button so you don't miss out on any of our future content going forward. So let's take a look at the Panthers, guys. I mean, again, it's inevitable. They're taking a quarterback, or at least we feel very confident in that. I don't think the Panthers would have traded up to the number 1 pick in the draft if they weren't going after a quarterback to get their guy. But there are 4 potential quarterbacks that the Panthers could obviously take. It's Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson, and Will Levis in no particular order. Those are obviously the 4 best quarterbacks in the draft, the names that are being thrown around a lot. And we're just going to do some quick hitters on all those guys. So we'll start with Bryce Young, right? I think he's the guy that many project to maybe go number 1 to the Panthers. He's a guy that if you watched our videos, we ranked the top 5 quarterbacks in the draft. And we said Bryce Young was our number 1 guy. We really feel like it was a 1A, 1B situation with Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud. Really can't go wrong with either, but we like Bryce Young a little bit more. He seems to be the most complete quarterback, the most efficient quarterback, very calm under pressure. Nothing really phases him. We're not going to sit here and list all the stats to you, but we know he won the Heisman Trophy back in 2021, was one of the best quarterbacks to go through Alabama under Nick Saban. I mean, he's phenomenal. And everybody wants to look at Bryce Young and cite the size. Oh, he's too small. He's not going to be good enough, whatever. And again, we continue to say, we've seen young quarterbacks thrive in the NFL before. Russell Wilson has done it and continues to do it. Drew Brees did it his entire career. So the size matters not, if you want to quote Yoda from Star Wars. So Bryce Young may be the best quarterback in the draft. The Panthers certainly have their eye on him. C.J. Stroud, though, right behind him, out of Ohio State, certainly is a favorite, but new reports saying that C.J. Stroud might be falling in the NFL draft, might be sliding due to his poor test scores. He's taking some test scores. Bryce Young was blown out of the water, one of the highest scores he's ever seen. C.J. Stroud, not so much, scoring just an 18. So the question is, we have no doubt that his talent is there. C.J. Stroud also very composed, does not really phase under pressure. He's very confident, got a great arm, he's extremely accurate. But will he be able to go out there and read these NFL defenses? Will he be able to handle that pressure? And a guy that, for the most part, is more of a pocket passer, will he be able to extend the plays and make the plays outside the pocket like Bryce Young is able to do, maybe like some of the other quarterback competitors are able to do? So that's kind of a question to look at for C.J. Stroud. The talent is there, the size is there, everything is there about C.J. Stroud, but from a test score perspective, which is just a thing on paper, but obviously it shows their mental capacity and their football IQ, would he be able to go out there and become a franchise quarterback in the long run? That is a major concern to question, although I still think Stroud is a top 10 pick. Then you have Anthony Richardson out of Florida. Obviously, he is the most athletic quarterback in this draft, and there's no doubt about that. He is fast. He has a great frame, and he has the strongest arm out of any quarterback in this draft. There's no doubt about it. If you're looking for a quarterback that maybe has the most upside, maybe the most potential, room to grow, it's Anthony Richardson. But if you're the Panthers, do you want to risk that? Do you want to take a guy that's like, hey, you're going to be our franchise guy, and we're going to have to build around you and work with you for 3 or 4 years? Or are you trying to get a guy that maybe could come in and win on day 1? If you're wanting a guy that can come in and win on day 1, Anthony Richardson's not your guy. 1 year as a starter at Florida, he completed less than 54% of his passes. It's a bit of a concern. Again, there's a lot of upside, there's a lot of potential. I think with the right coaching staff and the right time, he can build and become an NFL starter. I don't know if that's who the Panthers want, although Frank Reich really seems to like him. He continues to have him very high up on his draft board. It'll be interesting to see if his decision and his opinion trumps the likes of the general managers and all their other advisors. So something to kind of watch out for there. Wouldn't be the biggest shock if Anthony Richardson goes number 1, but it might not be the best choice. And then finally, you have Will Levis. Will Levis out of Kentucky. A couple months ago, people were saying he could be the number 1 pick in the draft, and now his name's kind of fallen off. But he's kind of similar to Anthony Richardson here. He's got a phenomenal arm. He's got a really good build. Struggled with consistency at times with Kentucky. But Will Levis just came out the other day and said that the Carolina Panthers have told him that they're going to take him number 1 overall. And if you're a betting man, you saw his odds go from about plus 4,000 to becoming the number 1 pick to plus 400. A massive shift in terms of Will Levis possibly going number 1 in the Panthers. And that's just speculation from Will Levis. Who knows if that's true or not? Probably not. But that would be a big shock to see someone like Will Levis get taken over the likes of Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud. But again, this is maybe one of the most unpredictable NFL drafts we've seen in a long, long time, maybe ever. Nothing may surprise us on Thursday night. But Will Levis obviously is a guy that is athletic. He's got a great frame. He has shown off some dual threat capability. Not maybe as mobile as the likes of a Bryce Young or an Anthony Richardson, but does have that ability to extend plays. He just has to work on, again, his consistency and his accuracy. That's something that you have to watch out for. Touchdown to interception ratio, not all that great last year at Kentucky. So, again, right now, we don't really know what we should believe. He's saying this. Panthers are going to be mum on the word. They're not going to say anything. And we're going to have to wait until that 10-minute timer is up on Thursday night before we know who the first pick of the draft is going to be and who the new franchise quarterback of the Carolina Panthers will be. So 4 very good contenders there on the market, guys. I do think that Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud are probably your top 2. And many would say that those are the top 2 picks from a quarterback perspective. I would say, if I were picking a quarterback, if I were in the war room drafting a quarterback, I would be picking Bryce Young. If I'm the Panthers, I'm taking Bryce Young number 1 in the draft tomorrow night. That's my pick. That's my pick. I like Bryce Young the best out of all 4 of these quarterbacks. I think he's a guy that can deliver. I think he's going to be a great fit to learn under Frank Reich, to fit in with his Carolina system. It's a new era for Carolina football, guys. This is a franchise that hasn't had a legitimate quarterback since Cam Newton. They drafted him in the 2011 draft. He was there for roughly 7-ish years, and then everything kind of fell apart for Carolina after that. Had that one great MVP season where he led them to the Super Bowl, fell to the Broncos, and after that was done. So really the Panthers haven't been necessarily relevant since then. They haven't had a quarterback since then. It's time to rebuild. They're going to be patient. They're going to get their guy. I believe that guy is going to be Bryce Young. Anything else than that could be a bit of a shock. Could be a bit of a surprise. And if Bryce Young is not selected first overall, someone like the Texans, maybe the Colts, whoever else may want to move up in that draft is going to get an absolute steal. So it's going to be a very, very fun night on Thursday. A lot of unpredictability. There's a chance you see all 4 of these quarterbacks selected on Thursday. Lots of trades, but the Panthers are on the clock, and we're all anxiously going to wait to see who their new quarterback will be. So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. Make sure to continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and of course, check out everything down in the description below, including, again, our website, thegridironexpert.com, because, again, guys, here at our channel, football never dies. The season never ends here at the Gridiron Expert, and we want you to become a part of our GE Nation. And once again, guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the Gridiron Expert.
Yeah.